You know that feeling. 3 in the morning, eyes snap open, heart racing slightly. You check your phone, because of course you do. And there it is, 3:17 a.m. again. Your brain immediately starts the familiar spiral. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just sleep like a normal person? Maybe I need melatonin. Maybe it's stress. Maybe I'm broken. Here's what's really wild though. Sleep clinics across the globe report that middle of the night insomnia is their #1 complaint. Patients from Tokyo to London to New York describe identical patterns. Falling asleep fine, then waking up between 2 and 4 a.m., lying there for an hour or two, then drifting back to sleep. Doctors are seeing thousands of people convinced they have a disorder because they can't sleep through the night. But what if I told you that waking up in the middle of the night isn't a bug in your system? What if it's a feature? What if millions of people are pathologizing something that's actually completely natural? Sleep researchers have uncovered evidence that suggests our ancestors didn't sleep in one solid 8-hour block. They had what historians call first sleep and second sleep, with a period of quiet wakefulness in between. Think about it. Before electric lights, before shift work, before the Industrial Revolution convinced us that sleep should happen in one neat package from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., how did humans actually sleep? The answer is going to flip everything you think you know about what constitutes healthy sleep. Because it turns out that 3 a.m. awakening might not be insomnia at all. It might be your body trying to follow a sleep pattern that's thousands of years older than the idea that you should be unconscious for 8 straight hours. But where did we get the idea that sleeping through the night was normal in the first place? Here's the thing that'll really make your blood boil. The 8-hour sleep rule? The one that's been making you feel like a failure every night? It's complete garbage. Not just wrong, but scientifically baseless garbage that was literally invented to sell you stuff. No major sleep study has ever proven humans need exactly 8 hours of sleep. Not one. Sleep researchers have been screaming this from the rooftops for decades, but somehow we're all still walking around with this arbitrary number burned into our brains. So where did it come from? Marketing executives in the 1950s, that's where. The Sealy Mattress Company launched their Sleep Like a Baby for 8 full hours campaign in 1952. Pure coincidence that this happened the exact same year they started pushing king-size beds? Obviously not. Longer sleep meant bigger beds. Bigger beds meant bigger profits. The math was simple and ruthless. Other mattress companies jumped on board immediately. 8 hours became the gold standard not because scientists recommended it, but because it was the perfect sales pitch. You need more sleep, therefore you need a bigger, more expensive mattress. Brilliant marketing masquerading as health advice? Anywhere from 6.5 to 9 hours. Some people naturally need less sleep, others need more. The idea that everyone requires exactly 8 hours is like saying everyone should wear size 9 shoes. Sleep clinics have been dealing with the fallout ever since. Patients arrive convinced they're sick because they only sleep 7 hours and feel great, or because they need 9 hours to function. They've been gaslit by mattress marketing into thinking their natural sleep patterns are disorders. The 8-hour rule isn't medicine. It's a marketing slogan that hijacked our understanding of sleep for 70 years. But this modern sleep myth erased something much more natural that humans have been doing for thousands of years. So what did humans actually do before mattress companies told them how to sleep? Oxford historian Roger Ekirch spent 16 years digging through historical documents, and what he found will completely change how you think about your 3 a.m. wake-ups. Over 500 references to something called first sleep and second sleep scattered across centuries of human records. Geoffrey Chaucer wrote about it. Medieval court documents mention it casually. Personal diaries from the 1600s describe it as completely normal. We're not talking about occasional references or obscure texts. This was how humans slept for thousands of years. Here's the pattern Ekirch discovered. People went to bed shortly after sunset, slept for about 4 hours, then woke up naturally around midnight. They'd spend 1 to 2 hours awake, praying, talking quietly with their spouse, reflecting on dreams, or just lying peacefully in the dark. Then they'd drift back into what they called second sleep until dawn. Medieval prayer books actually included specific prayers designed for this middle-of-the-night period. Churches scheduled certain services for the hours between first and second sleep. This wasn't insomnia. It was built into the fabric of society. The transition to continuous sleep only happened when gaslighting arrived in the 1800s. Suddenly, people could stay up later, which compressed their sleep into one block. The Industrial Revolution sealed the deal. Factory schedules demanded workers show up at specific times, regardless of natural sleep patterns. Within 2 generations, we completely forgot how humans had slept since the beginning of civilization. That wakeful period between sleep cycles? It got rebranded as a disorder instead of being recognized as completely natural. Your 3 a.m. awakening isn't broken sleep. It's your ancient biology trying to surface through decades of industrial programming. So what happened when we abandoned this natural rhythm? Factory owners had a problem. Workers who followed their natural sleep patterns were unpredictable. Someone whose body wanted to wake up at 2 a.m. for quiet reflection wasn't going to cheerfully show up for a 6 a.m. shift. Someone who naturally felt sleepy at 8 p.m. wasn't staying productive until 10 p.m. under gaslighting. The solution? Systematically destroy humanity's relationship with natural sleep. Labor historians have documented how 19th century industrialists specifically campaigned against segmented sleep. They couldn't have workers operating on ancient biological rhythms when machines needed tending for 12-hour stretches. Factory schedules required bodies that could be switched on and off like equipment. Artificial lighting became the weapon of choice. Gas lamps extended workdays far past sunset, compressing sleep into whatever narrow window remained. Workers got maybe 5 or 6 hours before the factory whistle demanded they return. The natural pause between first and second sleep? Obliterated by the need to maximize every minute of rest. But here's where it gets truly sinister. Instead of admitting they were fighting human biology for corporate convenience, factory owners enlisted the medical establishment to pathologize natural sleep patterns. The first insomnia diagnoses appear in medical literature around 1880, the exact moment widespread gaslighting arrived in working-class neighborhoods. Doctors started treating segmented sleep as a disorder. That peaceful, wakeful period that humans had experienced for millennia, suddenly it was a medical problem requiring treatment. Workers who couldn't force themselves into continuous sleep were labeled defective rather than natural. Sleep disorders skyrocketed as millions of people fought against biology itself. We weren't getting sicker. We were being systematically disconnected from patterns that had sustained human health for thousands of years. The Industrial Revolution didn't just change how we worked. It weaponized medicine against our most fundamental biological needs, turning natural sleep into a corporate compliance issue. And the mattress industry was just getting started with their profitable lies. So once industrial schedules destroyed natural sleep, guess who swooped in to profit from the wreckage? The mattress industry didn't just capitalize on our newfound sleep anxiety. They engineered it. Serta's internal marketing documents from the 1960s are absolutely damning. Their explicit strategy was to make customers anxious about sleep quality to drive repeat purchases. Not better sleep, more anxiety about sleep. They studied the psychology of nocturnal worry and designed campaigns to amplify it. The numbers tell the story perfectly. Between 1950 and 1980, mattress sales increased 400% while sleep satisfaction plummeted. Companies discovered they made more money from sleep problems than sleep solutions. A customer who sleeps well buys one mattress every 15 years. A customer convinced their sleep is broken? That's a lifetime revenue stream. The Sleep Foundation sounds legitimate, right? Like some neutral medical organization studying human rest? It's funded almost entirely by mattress companies, pillow manufacturers, and pharmaceutical firms. These are the people telling you that 8 hours is essential, that waking up at night is dangerous, that you need their products to achieve optimal sleep health. Meanwhile, the sleep aid industry exploded into a $15 billion annual market. Melatonin, prescription sleep drugs, weighted blankets, white noise machines, all targeting the disorder of not sleeping like a factory worker. They even weaponized the concept of sleep debt. This idea that missed sleep accumulates like financial debt that must be repaid. Pure pseudoscience designed to create permanent customers. Your body doesn't work like a bank account, but the marketing sure wants you to think it does. Every time you wake up at 3 a.m. and immediately assume something's wrong with you, that's decades of corporate conditioning talking. They took a natural biological rhythm and convinced millions of people it was a medical emergency requiring expensive solutions. But what does the actual science say about how we should really be sleeping? Here's the kicker that'll make you want to scream at every sleep guru who ever made you feel broken. Actual sleep science completely validates your 3 a.m. wake-ups. Dr. Thomas Ware at the National Institute of Health conducted the most revealing sleep study in modern history. He placed subjects in natural lighting conditions, no artificial lights after sunset, for months. Every single participant naturally developed segmented sleep patterns within weeks. Not some participants, all of them. Their bodies instinctively returned to first sleep and second sleep the moment artificial lighting was removed. The results were stunning. Participants reported feeling more rested than they had in years. Their REM sleep distributed more evenly across the night instead of cramming into the final hours before morning alarms. Memory consolidation improved dramatically. Stress hormones normalized. They weren't sleeping more, they were sleeping better. Japanese researchers studying inamori, strategic napping culture, found that societies embracing flexible sleep patterns have significantly lower rates of diagnosed sleep disorders. Countries that honor natural biological rhythms instead of forcing 8-hour blocks report better overall sleep satisfaction. Modern sleep studies consistently show that healthy individuals naturally experience 3 to 5 brief awakenings per night. Your brain is supposed to surface periodically to assess your environment. That's not insomnia. That's survival programming that kept your ancestors alive for thousands of years. The most damning evidence? Sleep clinics report that patients who stop fighting their middle-of-the-night awakenings show remarkable improvement. Those who learn to lie peacefully during natural wake periods fall back asleep faster and wake up more refreshed than people forcing themselves into continuous unconsciousness. Your body isn't broken. The expectations are broken. Fighting those natural wake periods creates infinitely more stress and anxiety than the wake periods themselves ever could. So what should you do the next time you wake up at 3 a.m.? Stop panicking. That's the first and most important thing. Your 3 a.m. awakening isn't a medical emergency requiring immediate intervention. It's not a sign that your sleep is broken or that you need to Google insomnia cures at 3 in the morning. Sleep researchers have been trying to tell you this for years. That wakeful period is completely normal. Dr. Sarah Mednick at UC Riverside specifically recommends embracing these natural wake periods instead of fighting them. When you wake up, don't immediately start calculating how many hours you have left or catastrophizing about tomorrow's productivity. Instead, use that time for genuinely restorative activities. Reading a book under dim light, not your phone screen. Gentle stretching or meditation. Some people journal quietly or practice breathing exercises. The key is keeping it calm and non-stimulating. Your brain needs to know this isn't alert time, it's peaceful wake time. Here's the perspective shift that changes everything. Stop obsessing over individual nights and start thinking about your weekly sleep total. Some nights you'll get 6 hours, others you might get 9. Your body averages it out naturally if you let it. Countries with flexible work schedules prove this works in practice. Denmark and the Netherlands, where many companies accommodate natural sleep patterns, show dramatically lower rates of sleep medication use compared to rigid schedule cultures like the United States. When societies work with biology instead of against it, people sleep better. Your sleep pattern isn't broken. The system telling you it's broken is broken. Every time someone tries to sell you on perfect 8-hour sleep, whether it's a mattress company, a sleep app, or a wellness guru, they're selling you a solution to a problem they created. The next time someone tries to sell you on perfect sleep, remember what they're really selling. Your 3 a.m. wake-ups aren't a disorder. They're a feature of human biology that's been running perfectly for thousands of years. The sleep industry has spent decades convincing you that your natural patterns are broken, so they can profit from your anxiety about something that doesn't need fixing. Think about this pattern. The same companies telling you that waking up at night is dangerous are the ones selling you solutions. Mattress manufacturers, pharmaceutical companies, sleep clinics, they all make more money when you believe your body is malfunctioning. A person who sleeps peacefully doesn't buy products. A person convinced their sleep is broken? That's a lifetime customer. This isn't unique to sleep. The food pyramid that dominated nutrition advice for decades, pushed by grain companies who wanted you eating more bread and cereal. That 8 glasses of water rule everyone quotes? No scientific study ever supported it, but bottled water companies sure love spreading it. Those complex skincare routines promising perfect skin, designed to create dependency, not health. The pattern is always the same. Take something your body does naturally, label it as insufficient or problematic, then sell you expensive solutions to fix problems that don't exist. Trusting your body's rhythms often works better than fighting them. When you stop panicking about that 3 a.m. awakening and start treating it as natural, the anxiety disappears. When you quit forcing yourself into arbitrary 8-hour blocks and honor your actual sleep needs, you rest better. Question any health advice that coincidentally requires buying products. Your ancestors didn't need mattress stores and sleep apps to get quality rest. Neither do you. The next time someone tries to sell you perfect sleep, perfect skin, or perfect health through purchasing their solution, ask yourself one question: what are they really selling? And who profits from you believing you're broken? Sweet dreams whenever and however they come naturally to you.